Welcome to Dom's Whiteboard Strategy Session, where we break down the deals, details, creative strategies, and all the things that you want to know to become a successful investor in today's market. All right, so welcome to our creative strategy breakdown on our whiteboard session here. Today, we're going to be going over my personal favorite subject, two deals. This one is confusing for a lot of people. I'm going to break it down really simply so that you can understand it. It is rather simple. It's just a little bit mind-blowing about how you can actually make these things happen. It doesn't make sense to a lot of people who are in conventional real estate, but it is a great strategy that you can use in your business to skyrocket your returns. And also, some of the strategies that you'll see later are make a lot more profitable for you and allow you to create solutions for your exit strategies that might not otherwise have been possible. So let's get right into it here. We're gonna look at this house, and Johnny is the owner of this house. So Johnny, let's say he bought this property in 2021 for $300,000, and he has a 3% interest rate on this property. Okay, so really good so far. Let's say Johnny owes $280K on his mortgage, but now here in 2025, Johnny wants to sell this property. It's only worth $275K. So Johnny's property is going to be sitting on the market for a long time because he can't afford to sell it for $275,000. It's less money than he owes on his mortgage. That doesn't even consider closing costs, agent commissions, which can average out from 8 to 10% on top of what you see here. So that $275 that he'd sell it for is less that 10%. So you're looking at closer to $250,000 for a mortgage payoff of $280,000. So that means poor Johnny, if he wants to sell his house, is going to lose roughly $30,000. So Johnny is probably pretty sad about that. He's not going to want to spend $30,000 to sell his house. So for him, it's imperative that he comes up with a creative solution, because if he doesn't, he might go into arrears, defaults. Maybe Johnny can't afford the payments anymore. That's why he's selling the property. Maybe his job got relocated. Maybe he lost his job. There is a multitude of reasons why someone would need to sell their house fast outside the purview of this video. We can get into that in a second video or a separate video about some of the motivators why someone might want to employ this strategy in order to get out of a situation like this. But for me as an investor, I say, wow, Johnny, you've got a great little interest rate there at 3%. I really love this house and this area, and I'd love to purchase your property. However, I cannot afford to give you $300,000 cash or with a bank loan. What I will do, let's call this the deed, piece of paper here. I will take the deed to the property. I will buy it from you. So now I am the owner of the property. I own the deed. I'm happy. And that mortgage, that 3% mortgage, will stay in place underlying the property. So I'm going to take over this property's deed. I will be the new owner of the property, and I get the benefit of the 3% mortgage rate underlying the property. Let's say in exchange to do this, I promise Johnny, let's say I'll give Johnny $1,000 to move. Hey Johnny, I know that you don't have any equity in this house, but here's $1,000, some moving money for you and your family. I'd love to give you this money, here it is. I'll also pay his agent and closing costs. Johnny doesn't have to worry about any of those things that he typically have to worry about 8 to 10% of a traditional sale. So I get the property for not too much out of pocket. Johnny gets to walk away from the property without losing it to foreclosure, without short selling it, without doing a deed in lieu back to the bank, all of which would affect Johnny's credit, by the way. I get the benefit of a great interest rate on a property that I believe in long term that I can do multiple different things with. And we'll talk about some of those things in future videos that might be on my channel already, so make sure to look out for those. Johnny goes from sad, he's pretty happy. So this is a win-win situation here. Like I said, I got that 3% rate. Johnny gets out of a bad spot, everybody wins. So if you like what you saw, I'd love to hear your feedback below. If you're gonna use this strategy in your own business, comment below, like, subscribe. Stay tuned for more. There's gonna be a lot more about this, employing this strategy in real time on real deals and how you can do the same. And I look forward to seeing you on a future video, and I'll see you soon.